Homes in Ontario, particularly southern Ontario, are dealing with dangerous levels of the naturally occurring gas, radon. You can't smell it, which is where the danger begins. What's more, it's radioactive, and if someone is exposed to it long enough, it can cause cancer. Nikki Anastasakis of Inside the Story CHCH has more.
Those are common entry points where gas can come in.
It seeps through the basement and you won't know if there are dangerous amounts in your home unless you test for it.
Radon is something you can't see, you can't smell, so you can be being exposed to radon and really not aware of it.
Radon gas is radioactive and the second leading cause of lung cancer in Canada, killing over 3,000 Canadians every year, according to the Government of Canada. For oncologist and vice president of the Canadian Cancer Society, Craig Earle, he knows firsthand the dangers this gas can cause.
The radon comes from uranium, which is in the bedrock under the soil, and gets into a gas that seeps up through the soil into the basements and then collects in the house. When the pandemic struck, I started doing a lot of work from home and in fact had set up an office in the basement. And so I went and got a short-acting test and sure enough, the radon levels were high.
In Earle's case, the company he hired had to seal his sump pump, then insert a pump to push out the radioactive gas to the outside of his house. A job that cost almost $3,000.
So our levels were not sky high. They were up around upper 200s to 300. In Canada, the level is 200. That's considered acceptable, although that is higher than most of the rest of the world. And so most places consider that radon levels should be below 100. After mitigation, ours is now around 50.
Canada, in fact, has some of the highest measured rates in the world, according to 6 years' worth of data gathered by researchers from the University of Calgary. The study finding that 1 in 5 homes, 5,600 of the 30,000 tested nationwide, showed radon levels exceeding Health Canada's guidelines of 200 becquerels per cubic meter. Those numbers reported by the Toronto Star on May 2nd. And the number of homes affected are on the rise across Canada, most specifically in southern Ontario, due to a range of reasons including weather changes, atmospheric pressure, and construction.
Usually it's because they've done major road construction. They're ripped up all the road, replaced the sewers. That all changes how gas flows in the underground.
While Canadian home builders are not required to check for radon before and after construction, many believe they have an obligation to. In fact, Ontario is the only jurisdiction in Canada where builders' warranty on new homes includes radon remediation coverage.
In Ontario, if your home was built in the last 7 years, Tarion warranty is covering the cost of the remediation.
Wood says unfortunately you won't notice any side effects or feel any different if your home has high levels of radon unless you test for it. Even when people receive a devastating diagnosis, they're completely unaware of the source of their disease.
Most people who find out that they've got lung cancer blame themselves. Either I was a smoker 25 years ago, or I worked in that smoky bar, or I was around my husband and I was exposed to secondhand smoke, where 30% of the cancers are radon caused.
Wood says the price of knowing whether or not your home potentially harbors high level of radon now is small compared to the potential dangers of not knowing. For Inside the Story, I'm Nikki Anastasakis.